You are watching Stripped Down Live, Saskatchewan's only 1-hour local music showcase, the award-winning show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room. This is a heavy moment, folks. What an honor, what a privilege. This is episode 1 of our 10th season. If you would have gone back to 2008, told me we would do 10 seasons and 240 some episodes, I would have pushed you over and called you a liar. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for a 10th season. Helping us kick off season 10. It's going to be emotional, ladies and gentlemen. Earl Pereira.
You told me not to lose your number, but I would never do that. Said I text you, but I prefer to call, 'cause I'm old school like that. Now baby, we got a date, so I'll pick you up at 8, and I'll try not to be late. And when the moment comes, I won't hesitate, I won't hesitate. Oh I just wanna be loved by you. So we can do what two lovers do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll do what two lovers do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's been a summer to remember, and the heat kept rising, and the blood orange sun has set, but my fire's still burning. On the beach under the moonlight, we're holding each other tight, but we only have tonight. And I don't wanna say goodnight, so don't say goodnight. Oh I just wanna be loved by you. So we can do what two lovers do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll do what two lovers do. Ooh, 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 ooh. And we'll be two lovers. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I just wanna be loved by you. So we can do what two lovers do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll do what two lovers do. Ooh, 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 ooh. And we'll be two lovers.
You are watching Stripped Down's 10th season.
Yeah.
It's a local music icon, Mr. Earl Pereira. Welcome back, buddy.
We figured it. We got it.
We got it. I want to show you something before we get talking and
Sure.
see how this makes you feel. Where is it? I brought it. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready for anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that. Lydia's.
You were playing. This was your first appearance on Stripped Down.
Hey, man, I signed it to you.
You did.
And the crew.
You guys kick some Mo Badass. June 2008.
Wow.
It was Stripped Down's, I want to say 9th episode ever. and you signed this for us, and I still have it. And
That's
so
awesome.
you're looking at this. You're promoting Island Rock, June '08. You're playing Lydia's. Does this make you nostalgic? Does this make you sad? Does this make you happy? Because I'm mixed.
Definitely
I'm
not sad.
Seeing Lydia's.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess that would be the only sad thing.
And then I was just like, how much has changed in Saskatoon in the music scene since 2008?
It's been a crazy decade. Has it? It's been a decade.
Does Mo Badass make you kind of sad or like?
No, man.
Like,
No, those are all good times. I think those are happy memories. Playing shows at Lydia's are just. I mean, I feel sad for the people that weren't there. That's what's sad.
Good answer.
Anyone who missed it is sad.
Way to turn that around.
There you
Earl
go.
Pereira back. I mean, you've been all over this show. No stranger to Strip Down and Strip Down Live and helping us out. And episode 9, then I believe the Steadies were the first episode of season 4 and the last episode of season 4. You bookended that season.
did.
And just so much support and so much love you've shown us in the show. So thank you, Earl, from
No,
the bottom of my
I
heart.
get all the love from you guys.
So
man.
happy to kick off season 10 with you. We have
Me
so
too,
much to
man.
talk about.
We do.
First things first, big shout out to Eric Steiner and his wife Robin, who had a baby boy yesterday. Colin Steiner is now
Colin
in this
Steiner.
crazy world,
Welcome to the world.
right?
Yeah.
What else can I talk about? I've got a page. Usually I just kind of make it up. There's so much I want to cover with you. Like, we could talk about Juice later. I was supposed to bring up the fact that you were in a production of Hamlet back in Holy Cross. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Oh man.
And I was looking at the first season we did, the
Jeez.
first 16 episodes, and like the Rebellion, the Ultimate Power Duo, Teresa Sekirka, who went away and came back, Smoke Killer.
She's back again.
He play under Smoke Killer still?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking to him today.
Jay Semko, Kim Fontaine, Jen Lane. So many of our brothers and
Amazing.
sisters have left the city, not doing it anymore. You're
But-
still going on.
I'm still going on, and there are other bands that are killing it right now too. Like so many local groups. I mean, Pistol Whips are still rocking.
Yeah.
Embargo's in the States right now touring. I mean, the Steadies are about to have a big year. We got a new record coming out in like a month from now. So much talent. I mean, Sammy Lee, Fulkerson, and just it goes on and on and on.
What keeps Earl Pereira going? What keeps that creative vibe going after all these years? Not that you're ancient, but you were
Thanks,
already well
man.
established in
Inexperienced.
2008.
Yeah, I'm wiser. What was the question again? What
Keeps you motivated?
keeps me motivated? You know, I think I'm just having so much fun just doing it now. I think it's so different when you're even in this crazy music industry the way it is now. The way it was back in the day for me was such a business, and sometimes it takes the fun out of it. You know, when it becomes a business, and if things start to go wrong, everyone points fingers and it's just you're not enjoying yourself, and you're being kind of told to go here and to go there, and don't get me wrong, I had some great times and I learned a lot
I
from
feel like
back
you're
then.
talking about your Wide Mouth Mason days.
I am, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, those were big learning things for all of us, and especially for me to know that I actually want to keep doing this, but I want to do it to the point where I'm having fun and enjoying it, just the music that I get to make and the people who you get to be with, because it really is all about the hang at the end of the day. You know, you want to be with good people that have similar vibes as you and have a good time together and make history together, you know?
Speaking of hanging and people and good vibes, let's throw it over to our social media correspondent. Back for another season. Here we are, Bryn Kreisa. She's been here since the beginning.
I love you, Brandon.
Bryn Kreisa. Season 10.
Hey.
Hey. My
How are
phone's
you
going
doing?
crazy, so I'm just making sure everything's okay. But no, we're up, we're running, everything's
Yeah.
streaming. We're missing some key people tonight, but we pushed through. I'm very, very happy with the crew tonight. Big shout out to Dean Pozlowski, who took the reins. It's we all kind of had to step up with a few of the key people missing, but we got it. We're on air. We're going. We're
Yep.
live. Bryn Kreisa, season 10. Hit me.
Oof, I feel like we all need to take a deep breath.
Right?
Just relax. I was a little bit tense for a bit. But season 10, that's kind of crazy that we're here. And couldn't have had a better guest than Earl.
And you
come on.
probably remember Earl from
thank you.
2008,
Of course.
right?
Yes. Yeah. I remember Mo Badass days. I remember Lydia's days.
I wish I should have brought my acoustic bass so she could jam with me right now.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time.
And and Bryn grew up before our eyes on this show. She started as a teenager.
Just a little
Mr.
baby.
Anderson, can I come work on your TV show? And now she's like one of the most respected bassists in Saskatchewan.
And I grew out of
Oh,
that
yeah.
lisp. So
I'm a big
we're all
I'm a
good.
big fan.
It wasn't a list
I'm
so
a big
much as
fan
your
of
giant
Bryn
headgear. Your braces at the time.
Anyways, in the present now, we have a couple questions.
Already, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is something new. We're live now, for better or
Love it.
for worse, for road bumps and smooth sailing.
We're
We
rolling.
go live, and now it's completely interactive, like it was supposed to be back in 2008 when it was not.
It was
hit
not.
us with some questions, Bryn. This is live.
Yeah, so we have a couple questions from Adan, which is a familiar face around here, a name. He is asking, how do you go about writing lyrics?
Usually in a moving vehicle. That's like the best way for me to write. Something happens with my brain. It just gets moving with the motion. But I've written most of my songs in a moving vehicle, whether it's like a tour bus or just in the car or the van, on planes, on trains. That last song that I just played, I wrote on a train in Europe. So there you go. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, of course, I write songs at home too, but in lyrics, you get inspiration from the things you experience and the things that you see. So, for example, that last song I was traveling around Italy, in Tuscany, and it just kind of hit me, all the rough couple years I've had, divorce and losing my best friend and bandmate, and really and what happened as soon as I started thinking about that, it started hailing, just pouring hail in Italy, and people were freaking out because it was a hot summer day and it just turned dark super fast, and it's like people have never seen hail before or something like that. And to me it was like a metaphor for, okay, I gotta catch my next train. If I don't move now, I'm gonna be stuck here, and so I gotta just push on through it. And that's sort of what I had to do in life, and that's boom, there was a song. As soon as I was drenched and pelted when I got onto the train, but as soon as I pulled up my songwriting book and wrote it all down, and lo and behold.
We'll definitely tell some more juice stories in a little bit here.
Absolutely.
But I find that fascinating. So as you're on tour, you're writing songs. So you're promoting songs you already wrote while you were on tour previous. It's like the opposite of a snake eating its tail. It's like
It is.
a snake regenerating its tail. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, before we go
Good
any further, we got to give a big shout out to Season 10 sponsors. Guess who's back again? Not Slim Shady. Earl's Saskatoon for the title
Not
sponsor
this Earl.
of Stripped Down
The
Live.
other Earls.
Big shout out to Earl's. They support local music here in and around Saskatchewan. And of course, Red Swan Pizza North, The Hairstyle Inn, and E-West Music. Stripped Down Live, all 10 seasons would not be possible without our gracious sponsors, and they have stepped up and returned for our 10th season. Ladies and gentlemen, Earl Pereira.
Hey! All of my life, love had not shown. I've lived many places, but none felt like home. Been homeless so long, it's the reason I know. There's no better feeling than knowing you're home. Oh, oh, you feel like home to me. You're the place I so want to be. My home could be miles away, but I'll be home one day. Hey, hey. For all of this time, my fondness has grown, and absence we've been, but my heart is at home. Don't need to worry, 'cause love has been found. Love has been found. And the staying, not falling will keep us around. Will keep us around. You feel like home to me. You're the place I so want to be. My home could be miles away, but I'll be home one day. You won't appreciate the sun if you don't stand in the rain. All that really matters is only what you gain. You feel like home to me. You're the place I so want to be. My home could be miles away, but I know that I'll be home one day. You feel like home to me. You're the place I so want to be. My home could be miles away, but I'll be home one day. One day. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Ooh, you feel like home.
You're watching Stripped Down with Earl Pereira. Welcome back to the studio, buddy.
Thanks, man.
I see you all the time, but it still seems like it's too long.
I know. Well, you pulled up that Lydia's poster, so I had to do a Mo Badass song. Old school.
It's so lazy interviewing to ask what career highlights were, so I'm going to switch it up. What were your most proud moments? Because I just the mind spirals. I've seen you on so many different stages, and I know you've toured the world with all your different bands, and you shut down the bar in Waskasiu, which is special to me. You were the last band to play before they tore it down.
We did. That's a proud moment. Thanks
as
for that.
someone who loves Waskasiu and everything about it, and spent all my summers there, that bar was special to me. And knowing that the Steadies walked out and the next day it got demolished.
I know, right?
I still think about that when I walk past. I'm like, there's some history there. So,
definitely.
Proudest moment.
Or
moments, plural.
One would have been, I guess, Mo Badass at Lydia's. We'd made a little EP.
Yeah.
And we sold it off the stage. We had a little merch table set up, and someone came and bought the CD after the first set, and I sold it. It was $10, right? And I looked at the $10 and I started thinking to myself, wow, in my career up to that point, I've been in part of a band that sold 250,000 albums.
Yeah.
And this is the first money I've ever made off a sale out of all those, was that one from that show. That was the first $10 I ever made off a sale. Because, back in those days, record companies recoup all their money back that they put in, so you never really see it until you sell a ton of records, right?
You're just such a fascinating person. I could talk to you for hours, just what you've seen, where you've been, and
yeah, man, it's nuts.
And you never left Saskatoon.
No, man. Nope. I live right on the river now, too. It's where I've always wanted to be, so it's great.
And on earlpereira.com, you're a producer, performer, songwriter, musician. I looked at were those albums you produced or played on, or both? Because I saw Evan Rood in The Good News. I love Evan Rood. I didn't even know he put out something in 2016, because that was during the dark years of Stripped Down.
We didn't quite finish it. I'm still waiting for him to come over to finish it. Come on, Evan, you gotta come by, man. Evan and Steve from Serotonin.
Yeah.
I was living with Steve for a little bit there, so we would get Evan to come over, and he had these new tunes, and they're all great. So I really need him to do that and finish it. But it's all stuff I've either produced or played on, exactly what you said, or helped write. Just anything I've been involved with.
And
creatively.
a quote, "After 20 years in the music business, I feel like I'm just hitting my stride musically and having more fun than ever."
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I feel like you felt like that every year, though. I mean, but I guess it must just like grow with you.
I didn't always feel like that.
It's always been your vibe.
Yeah, there was a time when, when you've been in the industry a long time. I've been touring for a long time. This is maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, when you feel like there's still something missing that I haven't done. And one end was becoming better in the studio, becoming a better engineer, or becoming an engineer, period. Which again, just totally got me going on that. And then, so when you start doing that over years and you start to, when you learn first how to like roller skate or like swim for the first time when you're a kid, you're just like, you're like, oh man, like I just learned something huge, or snowboard, right? And like, man, I can't believe I can snowboard now. Like I didn't think I'd ever be good at this, which I can. And it's just one of the more things just kept getting added like that. And that was a big one, being able to just have and it's really like, it's inspiring and empowering to know that you could at any point work with any artist, help them write the song, produce it, arrange it, record it, mix it, and finish it for them all in one day if you really wanted to. So that feels good. The other things was getting to tour overseas. I hadn't gotten to do it in 20 years, right? Montreal Jazz Festival. Like I thought after we played that festival that we were just gonna do that all the time. I was like, oh, this is a thing. A record's getting released in Australia and Japan. Sweet. What happened? We never went. We never went to any of those places. We never went back to Europe again. So it started to get really weighing on me. I'm like, what am I doing this for? I was in it to travel and to see the world. And then 2 years ago, me and Juice and Curtis got to tour China. We got to go South Korea, and it was like a dream tour. And it was a couple months before he passed away. So it made it that much more special that we got to share that together. And then last year I got to tour Europe twice in 1 year. So I'm feeling really good about everything right now.
I'm really excited to share some Juice stories after the next commercial break, but we should go to the next song. What do you have for us?
Well, we started a little charity that we're needing to make more public, but it's title track to the last album, Love Revolution, song we wrote together, and it's called the Love Revolution, Juice Love Revolution. So what we want to do is try to raise enough money to help music youth programs. So there's the Academy here, there's Jam Street in PA, that's for starters, and we've already done things with them a little bit, but I want to put more focus on that. So I'll play the tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, Earl Pereira.
Spreading the love. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? That's where the journey begins. It has to start from within. You have to conquer the dark. Let out the light in your heart. Hold on, get ready. It's time for the love revolution. Hold on, get ready. Let's start the love revolution now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The pain deep inside you and the suffering that we all go through demonstrates the power of kindness, can put an end to all the violence. From Saskatoon to Paris, France, we'll give our future a chance. Follow the movement of love and make a world to be proud of. Hold on, get ready. It's time for the love revolution. Let's start the love revolution now. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love? Do you feel it? Do you feel the love? I can feel it, feel the love. Everybody at home, you gotta clap your hands, okay? Like that. Come on. Say love, 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 love. Hold on, get ready. It's time for the love revolution. Hold on, get ready. Let's start the love revolution now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel the love? I can feel it, feel the love. Can you feel the love? All you need is love. All you need is love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Earl Pereira.
Never thought the day would ever come. The legalization across our land. That it is our time to live as one. We won't let corruption take it from our hands. Everybody light your fire and pass it on to the tail of the lion. And we'll rise up higher and higher and pass it on to the tail of the lion. Tiro de leon, tiro de leon, tiro de leon. Just because you freely live your life, it doesn't really mean that you are free.
What's up, team?
Freedom is more a state of mind.
I'll cut
The
it off.
only
Like, we'll do a
place
proper
you'll
rap and
find
everything.
true peace.
Then we'll just do an extra segment.
Everybody light your fire and pass it on
No, tell
to
me
the
just
tail
drop
of
the
the
middle part in.
lion, and we'll rise up higher and higher.
I think the best thing is then we'll just record a clean
pass
10
it
minutes
on
coming back from a break, going into a break, and then we can
to
just
the
drop
tail
it.
of the lion.
Right? And then we can just upload that one back to Facebook.
So when this is done, yeah, make sure you hide it.
Tiro de le oh 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 oh.
Yeah, for sure. I can just delete it.
Light your fire and get higher and higher. It starts with one heart to be strong. Then we can bring down Babylon. And everybody light your fire and pass it on to the tail of the lion. And we'll rise up higher and higher and pass it on to the tail of the lion. Pedro de Leon, de Leon, de Leon, de Leon, de Leon.
You were watching Strip Down's 10th season with Earl Pereira. How are you feeling, buddy? Does it feel good to be back?
Feels great.
Feels great to be
Yeah,
back.
man.
Do you want to jump into this? Do you want to tell some juice stories? One thing I love about the Steadies is that even though like the lineup changes, it still seems steady. It still seems constant, right?
Yeah,
It's still
absolutely.
building. It's still moving up. Lots of members, and
Yeah,
I always
really.
see them like still out there. Like Jason Hattie showed up for like he popped into town one day and he looked like he had like a beard. Didn't recognize him.
That's
but-
my little bro.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and he's still part of it. Everyone's still like, you know, it's
They've
like
all left their
family.
fingerprints.
Absolutely, and it's great because when we do a big show like Jazz Fest, when we got to headline the Gardens this summer, I can make a big band and I can bring back people and just make a huge 8-piece band if I want to, and we can be the Steadies All Stars for a night, you know. So that's fun.
Almost like playing beside you for a long period of time just gives people confidence,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. But definitely the guy who I played the longest was Mr. Lee. It was Justin Juice Lee.
And we have his guitar on stage with us.
This is
tonight.
it right here.
That's- oh,
Yeah, I'm playing it. I started practicing with before we started, and I'm like, oh, I'm not as good on this one. I didn't feel, and I tried to play my old one. And I think that's what didn't work. But you know, it's a beautiful guitar, and it just means a lot just to have it. And we had to piece it back together. Actually, our new guitarist and band member Jesse Clark. What's up, Jesse? He's in Victoria right now. He found it was in pieces. It had broken, and he found that Juice had bought all the pieces for it and just hadn't put it together. So Jesse put it together. He rebuilt it. So it's pretty special, like to get to play it, and it's
Absolutely.
back. You know.
Obviously, not a happy time, but what good did you take away from, or what like anything positive come out of that? I remember being at his life celebration, and I remember his mother saying that when things were dark in the hospital, she prayed for a miracle and she got one, and it was all of us and all of our stories about her son that she didn't know. And I always I still think about that and how just impactful that was, and that when I think of Juice, I think of that quote, and that makes me smile.
For sure. I mean, it did bring everyone together. It brought the whole Saskatoon music community together, and just all the friends and family, people that knew him, but people that he touched, and he touched a lot. You could just see the impact it had,
His fingerprints are on
even
this
across
show.
the country, overseas. You know, Saskatoon was a part of him. He called it home. You know, so I think for me it was tough because as it was happening, you know, the days, I try not to think about them too much. But it had been so devastating and so almost traumatizing that you don't want to. By the time I got to his life celebration, I felt like I was like all cried out almost, right? And it was kind of a good thing because I had to kind of hold it together for everybody else that day. And his mom was actually the rock that kind of held all of us together. So we give a big shout out to Carol and Nadie and John, his dad, and his sister Christiana out in Trinidad, and all their family there. I'm still planning to go and see them and do something special. It's been tough to be able to make that happen, but it's still on the top of my list. So.
One of my favorite episodes of Strip Down, out of 240 episodes we've ever done, 10 seasons, we did a St. Patrick's Day episode, which we always used to do. We turned this place into like a fake bar.
Yeah.
We had the Oh Wells touring from Vancouver.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a giant show. It was like a collision where like the original crew were kind of moving on, and we had just brought in a bunch of the new crew, which are still here today. There's like a million things going on, and Juice was the audio op that night.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Our audio guy
Yeah.
got sick at the last minute and was like, what else could happen?
He was pumped that he
And
got to
Juice
do
came
that.
in, and there's just one amazing shot where they're playing their best song, they're killing it, and over the lead singer's shoulder, you see him, and he's got his headphones on, and he is just bopping. And I love that shot. I love that shot like before he passed. I was just like, you know you've got something good in the studio when the sound guy is like legitimately grinning and having the best time.
You know, one of my favorite things about him is that we could be on tour anywhere, and there could be other bands playing before we play or after we play. But let's say there's two bands before us. He'll be the only one on the dance floor rocking out, you know, to the band.
Yep.
And like you just never see that, and that just says so much about him. You know, he just loved music, didn't care what people think, and he wasn't no ego, you know, just out there. So the best way to honor him, I could think of is to just, you know, keep playing, keep the steadies going, keep the sound he helped me create alive and evolve. And on this new album, we wrote a song for him. We wrote it, you know, last year and been playing it. But there's like a full recorded version that's going to be on the album. The whole album's dedicated to him, and I'll probably play that one next if you want. But it's called Not the End, and it was just trying to remember all the good times and all the good things, and know that what he believed in was your after you pass, you don't really pass. You know, it's not the end. Your energy gets transferred out into the universe, and it's still there, it's still around, and I believe him. At the time when he always told me about that stuff, I was like, sure, man, whatever you say. And now that, you know, on nights we can feel that he's with us, and that still happens all the time, you know, or something that only he could make happen, like would happen on the tour. And that's how you know it's almost like he's being like, hey, I'm here, you know.
There's no way I'm going to pivot off of this. Let's play the song.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Earl Pereira.
It's called Not the End. So many hours on the road, been around the world, crazy stories to be told. And then you filmed it on your phone. The sky was all purple, I could see we're almost home. That's always when we'd reminisce about the starry nights and the girls you'd wanna kiss. So after a tired long ride, we went our separate ways for the very last time. I hope I see you again. You'll always be my best friend. You showed us how to live free with your smile and love and energy. No, it's not the end. Oh, 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 oh. What was that line you used to say? Better to run out than it is to fade away. That's how you lived your everyday, 'cause you only have one. Why should you live it afraid? And after all we've been through, the same old thing, but you made him feel new. And I know what I have to do, but it's hard to move on when I'm missing you. I hope I see you again. You'll always be my best friend. Yeah. You showed us how to live free with your smile and love and energy. No, it's not the end. Oh, 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 you stuff alright. Come now. You showed us how to live free with your smile and love and energy. No, it's not the end. I said that it's not the end. Oh, oh, no, no. Oh, 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 no, no, no. Oh, 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 no, no, oh. Oh, 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 Juice Lee.
And we are wrapping things up with Earl Pereira. We got about 10 minutes left. What a ride tonight, my friend. What a ride.
Yeah, man.
10 seasons.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
man. You've been working hard. You're a big part of the Saskatoon music community. This show has been, it was sad. I mean, how long was the break for?
Break was 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
We burnt it down and we
Those
rebuilt
were a horrible 3 years
it.
without
It
your
had to be
show,
done, though.
man.
The show got away from us.
Yeah.
This is what the show is supposed to be. Like the conversation,
Better than
the
ever.
acoustic, the duos, maybe a trio.
Yeah.
But we outgrew that so quickly. We had to bring in bands, and there was headaches and drums, and it turned into a monster.
Too much.
And it was just like we had to top it, and we had to top it, and we had Breakdancing Santa. Then the next Christmas we had the Grinch ruin a tree, and then we had to top that. So we brought in like Mrs. Claus pole dancers. Then we had to top that, and then I got tackled through the tree one year. It was just like, and the same thing with Halloween. It just kept building and building, and it had to stop, and we had to be like, okay, let's go back to our roots. Let's go back to what the show is. So it's been an incredible ride to come back and do it live like it was supposed to be.
Yeah, man. Like, this is...
For better or for worse, through the goods and the bads, you know?
For sure, for sure. Before, it was like cheating when you could mess up and that's okay, we'll do it again.
Yep.
It's like studio style.
And you mentioned that this is part of the community, but it's weird because when I developed this show, I thought this was going to be the vehicle that like got on-air Curtis Anderson to the next level, but really quickly it transitioned into the relationships I made with the crew and what I could actually help with in the community and be part. Like, I got, like hosting gigs and got asked to do stuff, but it wasn't, okay, I'm pushing my own brand. It was like, wow, someone actually wants me to help them like with their band and their project. And that's strangely what it turned into for me. That's been the most rewarding. I've got to watch these people grow up and have their own bands and help them with that. And I didn't think that was going to be my connection with the community when I started this project, but I've been very blessed. I've been very blessed to work with all these people for 10 seasons now.
Well, they're very blessed to work with you too, man. So
what's next for Earl Pereira?
Lots. So much. We've been working hard, making new music. I mean, we brought Jesse James in, Jesse Clark, Curtis, Schultz. That's the band. We went to Europe together almost a year ago, and good things just kept happening. We were trying to keep this momentum rolling. Last winter, the whole cast of Riverdale showed up at our show, and
I remember that.
I got KJ to come jam, and just a great dude and great player, and then he posted the video and that went viral, and next thing you know, we're on TMZ and UK news and like New Zealand news. Yeah. So that's been awesome. So we wanted to really like get this record out, but still take our time, make sure it's exactly, we're all super pumped about it, and we are. I'm really excited, man. I can't wait. And that's coming out soon. There'll be a single coming out in a couple weeks. And we are going on tour with Delhi to Dublin.
Nice.
Beginning of October for 2 weeks, playing a Saskatoon show. I'll let you guys find the details out. I don't want to talk too much about that. Yep. And then a single will be coming out for that. And then the album, we're hoping is going to drop later in October. And then we'll be following up with lots of touring, hometown album release party. First record I've ever put on vinyl in my life.
Woo.
So I'll show you the artwork after. It's awesome.
Let's bring social media correspondent Bryn Kreisa back into the conversation as we wrap things up. Bryn, Season 10, Episode 1. Woo!
It's one to remember for sure.
Definitely one to remember. What's going on in social media land?
I actually really like this one question that just came in the spirit of Riversdale. Who do you like better, Betty, Veronica, or Jughead?
Ooh.
Well, Jughead was at the show and he was really broody, so maybe not him.
Did he eat a lot of hamburgers? Did he?
No, I don't think he did. He just brooded in the corner while KJ was getting all the glory on stage with us. I'd say Betty, She was there. She was the one that took the video.
Oh, yeah.
And if it wasn't for her doing that, none of that would have happened. So she
answer.
took the video that went viral.
Thank you, Betty.
Should we give away the $20 gift card, Bryn? Which lucky watcher, and I mean lucky in giant letters tonight.
Well,
You won't see it on the edited version when it's all said and done, but we were in black for a little bit as we figured some stuff out. So, who's watching?
well, this one watcher has definitely been the most interactive, and so this goes out to Adan. Thank you for tuning in, Adan.
Woo!
One of the OG members of
Right?
the show.
You talk about people that leave their fingerprints on things. Adan was one of the people from season 1 when we first kicked the show off.
You kind of remember him.
Yep.
Yep.
He's out in Vancouver now, killing
What's
it
up,
out there.
Adan?
Right? But it's like he never left. It's like he's back in the building with us right now.
There you go.
Okay, all the information for Earl Pereira, where do they go? I looked on earlpereira.com, and you listed yourself as a producer first. That was kind of fun.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oops.
That was,
I think that site is to produce or promote my producing more. I've been doing it more and more these days. Just loving the studio world and the engineering side of it, which I never thought I'd ever care about to want to learn. But Juice got me going, and once he got me started, I couldn't really stop and just went crazy with it. Working with a local artist who you guys are going to hear about soon. She's 16 and she's phenomenal. She's gonna blow up, I think, and just lots of great talent that I get to work with, and just friends. Sometimes I'll run into a friend. We'll be out at the open mic, and they'll be kind of complaining how they haven't recorded anything, and I'll just be like, come on to the studio, just show up, and we'll do it, and then it happens. So it's been great to have. We call it Juice Box Studios.
nice.
So I'm using all his gear, so
Well,
I gotta call it Juice.
Thank you for not slowing down and never slow down. All
My
right.
pleasure.
Thanks for watching.
Always.
Thanks to tonight's sponsors. Of course, Earl Saskatoon, our title sponsors, Red Swan Pizza North, The Hairstyle Inn, and E-West Music. For the last time tonight, for the final song of Season
What am I gonna
10,
do?
Episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, it's Earl Pereira. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I was lost and you were found. It's so crazy how life works out. I wanna stay young, but I know we won't. What will happen when we're growing old? And people say that there's a place we can go to in a life phase. But if I die before you wake, I'll find heaven when I see your face. I will see you when I go, see you when I go, I'll see you when I go away. I will see you when I go, see you when I go, I'll see you when I go away. Hey, 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 ho. Time will wait for no one, so let's make sure that we're having fun and live your life in the sun, but make it last, cause you only have one. I will see you when I go, see you when I go, I'll see you when I go away. I will see you when I go, I'll see you when I go, I'll see you when I go away. In this beautiful place we can meet. Oh, oh, a place where forever that we both can be. Yeah. Check it out. Here we go. And time will wait for no one, so let's make sure that we're having fun. Live your life in the sun, but make it last, cause you only have one. You only have one. I will see you